I'm Johanna Billing. I'm an artist from Stockholm, Sweden. And in the festival I'm showing the film Poole Jam Session, which is focused on a jam session, but it's both a piano and cars. I was invited to make a project, a public art project, a couple of years ago in Poole, and then the interesting fact with Poole is that it's not just one city, it's actually 12 small villages that were constructed into one city. So my task was to work with the identity of the city, and immediately when you get there you realize there isn't one city, there's just all these different smaller, and then of course we ended up a lot in car, actually driving around. And then I was quite interested in this idea of a jam, a traffic jam, because you don't think of a traffic jam as a jam in any positive sense, but I'm always very interested in improvisation, in other works, and here it was like a bit of a different approach to look at the car jam as something like that. I happened to listening to I have this record from the '75, Keith Jarrett, this jazz pianist, and this famous record Cologne Concert. And then it was so funny because actually the year '75, it was the same year when Poole was constructed, Poole in this, when it became the 12 cities being one. So I thought of that as some kind of nice coincidence also to explore, and the fact that that's now very well known, because that was as well an improvised, like a jam session that Keith Jarrett made. The instructions weren't so much what to do apart from follow the first car, start and stop according to that. And then it's more, to do whatever people wanted to do. So what happens is that once the engines are off, some people just choose to be in the car and they maybe listen to the radio, or some people started to play games, or some people went out with their dogs. There were quite a lot of people with dogs actually who went out running, and people who had kids with them who also started just to do things. It took a couple of hours. People really, after a while, they started to press their horns, and you hear it in the film, and that was not directed or for fun. That was, real angry people wanted to get going. So but then it was funny because some people had listened so much maybe to the radio, so there was like one or two cars didn't have battery enough in the end to drive away, so they had to push it. What I was interested in was if I talk about improvisation, and then everybody somehow, the musician, the people taking part, everybody should somehow be involved in that. I wanted to also see if I could work with that in the editing, because editing in a way really the control part. And it's not so much of course, you can be surprised when you work with documentary material, but I wanted to find a way to, like, also how to work with a soundtrack that it's not just something that you put over when it's done or finished, but rather the way I worked with it was that I had to listen to her playing, and I had to somehow, that had to drive the whole, so everything I edited was coming from the music somehow. And that was a way for me to use improvisation or something that I couldn't be 100% in control of when editing.